Okay, I haven't been on camera in a while. This is actually the first time using this new camera, so bear with me. Today I'm going to the library and I'm returning some books, but I thought I would update you on what I was reading because there were some really beautiful books in there. I've been writing a lot of middle grade stories, so I've been reading a lot of middle grade stories. So I read The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. This was very sweet. It's a retelling of lots of folklore like Baba Yaga and the House with Chicken Legs, etc. And it's a girl who is looking for who she is and where she belongs. That was very sweet. I also read book 2 in the Frostheart series by Jamie Littler. This was very, very sweet, and I really appreciated that the main character, Ash, has really complex feelings. Like this is not a book that belittles kids' feelings, which I really appreciated. So I really enjoyed that. And then my favorite middle grade book was The Night Animals by Sarah Ann Juckies. Don't know how to pronounce that, apologies. And this is a 5-star read for me. This was super beautiful, wonderfully written, and it's a girl who sees ghost animals and they kind of lead her to different aspects of her life, and she's dealing with the realities of having a mum with PTSD who has good days and bad days, and the ghost animals kind of show her how to deal with that, and it was absolutely beautifully written, so highly recommend this one. There's an excerpt from another book at the end of this, and I will definitely be picking up another book by this author. Beautiful. And then I might not have spoken about this before yet. Haven't, because this is the first video that I'm shooting. But I've been doing a lot of research into Tourette's. I haven't spoken about it on this channel, I don't think, but I have Tourette's, and I've been trying to see how Tourette's is portrayed in books, in media in general, and I read The Prisoner of Cell 25 by Michael Vey, where the main character has Tourette's. Very interesting. It's YA. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll be continuing on with the series, but I think I learned some very interesting things about how Tourette's is portrayed in this particular case. This is like the kids have magical powers and how that interacts with Tourette's for the main character. So that was interesting. So these 4 books are what I am returning to the library today, and I will take you with me. Ooh, let's see. Can I balance these like the booktubers do? So this was what's going back to the library. So I don't really know how to do the next section. I think, well, they have to wake up and the crystals are back, the ghosts are back, but the pond is still being poisoned, I think. Well, I'm back from my little adventure to the library and to a bookstore, which I didn't film because there were lots of people in it. And I'm not quite used to vlogging in public yet. But right now I am getting ready for a Halloween party. And I spent the morning on Pinterest, of course, because where else? And picked up a bunch of ideas for Halloweeny little treats. And so I'm gonna see how they go. They might go terribly. They might go really badly wrong. But you know, we're gonna give it a go. And I thought while I do various things, I can chat to you a little bit about the various writing projects that I have going on. Somehow I find myself working on a middle grade, a YA, and an adult project, which is just typical. But we can talk about middle grade first, because it's kind of the most concrete, I suppose, and the thing that I'm making the most progress on, crucially. It's been a little while since I posted on the channel, but the last thing I posted was about a Kickstarter that I ran to fund a science and storytelling workshop that I wanted to do out in the Shire here. And it was around pond dipping, trying to get people excited about their local ponds, learn about the ecological role of ponds, and just get into it. And it wasn't age restricted, but it just so happened to attract boys under the age of 8. That's just how it happened. Sorry, maybe this isn't such a good idea because I can't focus on one thing. But I've done doing something with white chocolate, and I think I might have left the white chocolate on the heat too long because now it's getting kind of bitty. Don't think it's supposed to do that. Experiment. What do I do with this now? Oh boy. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine. That's hot. But we're fine. Okay, which one of these ghosts is the jankiest? What do you think? Because the jankiest one can be my guinea pig. A little white chocolate strawberry ghost for Halloween. I mean, it's only right that I test before I serve it to people. Right? That'll do, pig. That'll do. I am really not used to doing things and talking to a camera. I don't know how people who vlog all the time do this, but never mind. I will learn. Got distracted by pie crust pastry. So on the day of the workshop was so much fun. I was working with someone from the National Trust and a multi-arts venue out in the Shire, and we started in the morning with talking about ponds and all the creatures they might find in a pond. And then we went out and did some pond dipping, and we got really lucky with the weather. We found really cool creatures. The kids were really happy. The storytelling aspect of it was in the afternoon. I had made a skeleton outline of this story that centered on the pond, and the kids could fill in their own words and create their own stories. And the original idea was that I would put them all together and have one lovely longer short story to work with. Yeah, never underestimate the creativity of children. None of them fit together nicely, so I couldn't really do my plan, and it has turned out serendipitously because I am now writing 7 short stories and putting them together into a collection, and I'm having the best time. Like, I'm having such a good time. I've written 3 and I've gotten feedback on them, and the feedback has been really good. I'm in the middle of writing the 4th one, which is a ghost story because one kid decided that the pond should be haunted, why not, is, I totally agree. The pond should be haunted. And that's why I've been reading a lot of middle grade, because I want to get into the voice of it. And I'm having a really good time. And I just find middle grade to have so much heart and like that ability to really give you the heart of a story. Like that feeling that Disney gives you. Okay, I need to concentrate for a second because Pinterest makes this look so easy. When does anything ever work the way it works on Pinterest in real life? Never. Oh, dearie me. Maybe with each nose that I make of each little pie, I can tell you about a project that I've got going on. So that was the short stories with the middle grade. Moving on to YA. For the people who have been around a little while, you know that I'm also an ecologist, and I was on a trip to Indonesia more than a year ago. It's, another case of serendipity. Just ran into someone who worked for a conservation NGO that works to protect an endemic species of macaque, which is a kind of monkey. And they were looking for new ideas for outreach materials to use in their outreach campaign that they call Yaki Pride, because the local word for this macaque is the yaki. And so shout out to Selamatkan Yaki that is doing lovely good work in Indonesia. And I said, well, why don't we write a book? Why don't we write a book for teens showing them that they can make a difference in conservation work and address the non-black and white but highly complex problem of human-wildlife conflict in Indonesia with this yaki, because with the diminishing forest fragments, they turn to the farms to crop raid. I collaborated with my friend from Selamatkan Yaki to outline a YA novella that would showcase this controversy and making very sure that farmers were not the bad guys, conservationists were not the bad guys, and it was about actually having a conversation and listening to both points of view and not leading with judgment. That was actually going to make the difference. That book is written and needs a probably very heavy edit, but it is written. And once I stop picking up new projects and hopefully go back and edit it, I'm hoping that people at Selamatkan Yaki will be very happy with that novella. The third project, and the project that I may have actually talked about on this channel before, is an urban fantasy that I'm working on, in which I try and convince everybody that what I study in my real life, what I work on, what I research, is cool. And that would be modeling population dynamics, which is just a fancy way of saying looking at how populations of plants, animals, whatever, how they change over time. And by modeling, I mean I build computer programs and software. I sit coding all day to try and reduce the complexity of nature into something that we puny mortals can understand. And I've put that in a book to try and teach people what I do and put it in a frame of reference that they understand. And how best to do that then by adding like fantastical creatures, because I'm me, and if you know me, then that makes perfect sense. And this project is actually quite painful, because I've been working on it for years now. It's that kind of a book, and I've finished it. I've edited it twice, and then I gave it to betas to read, and they gave me like insightful, very helpful feedback, which of course sent me on an editing rabbit hole around character development and the fact that there wasn't any. That now requires a substantial rewrite of that story, which hurts because I thought I was done. Oh, sweet summer child, I thought you were done. No such luck. Silly. I have started re-outlining that project because I am an outliner, and unless I have an outline, I have no idea what is going on, what I'm supposed to be doing. So I have started re-outlining it. This time I'm getting some feedback on the outline to see if I'm kind of on the right track or if betas are still having an issue with things to do with character. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Do you want to see the faces? Isn't that the stuff of nightmares? Oh boy. I'm slightly worried I've summoned a demon with these pies. They came out both better and worse than I expected. Hello. Hello, hello. Just, ignore the fact that I'm just showing you my laundry. Can I block it? Probably not. That's fine. We're just going to stick with this most aesthetic of angles. But this is where the windowsill is, and this is where the chair is, so this is what we've got to work with. Anyway, it is not Sunday, it is Monday. It is Monday, November 10th, and I am writing. I am trying to write. I am attempting to write. I would like to write. Something I haven't mentioned yet is that I'm also taking a course on poetry for science communication run by Napier University, and Professor Sam Illingworth, who runs the Poetry for Science podcast, which I highly recommend. It's fantastic. And so my homework has been to write a poem and get feedback on it and then revise the poem, incorporating that feedback. And then tomorrow in the session we share the poem, so I need to do that. I've gotten the feedback and now I need to incorporate it and revise it. And for me that means rewriting the second half of it, which is fine. It will be better. I am fully happy to do that. For this poem, I am taking inspiration from my PhD thesis. In my PhD, I developed a software called Mermaid to predict animal movement and in aquatic environments. And because it's called Mermaid, I decided that this poem would kind of contrast this like folkloric, mythic being of a mermaid with my model that's just lines of code trying to take nature and make sense of it, which really is what folklore used to be. It's where folklore was born. It used to be science, right? So anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. I am no poet, but I can try. So that's what we're working on. And then if I finish that, I have a short story to edit. I have finished the first draft of one of the pond dipping workshop short stories. That needs an edit and I need to send it to the critique group. And then if I somehow manage to do that, I need to read through the contract for the illustrator for that project and get the ball rolling on that. If I somehow manage to finish that, I can continue working on re-outlining my novel. Are we going to do all of those things? Absolutely we're not. but we can dream. Oh, also, I do everything, absolutely everything, on my Remarkable, because then I can handwrite, which is my preferred method of writing pretty much everything. And it'll transcribe it for me into text. And I love that. And it has saved me so much time because I used to sit there and transcribe. Oh my goodness. What a time suck. So, I'm not sponsored, just a little friendly advice. Also, this is not just a cute plushie, it's also a hot water bottle because I live in Scotland and it is chilly today. Anyway, we're cozy, we're warm, we have tea and candles. Surely I can write a poem. Surely. Oh, hey, hello. Hello, it is the 11th of November. It is Tuesday, and I am about to jump on some writing sprints on the Discord server, the Rewilding Our Stories Discord server. And if you haven't been around the YouTube channel in a while, or which, you know, would be completely understandable since I haven't posted anything in a while. The Rewilding Our Stories Discord server is one that I co-founded with Mary Woodbury from Dragonfly Eco, an amazing resource for ecofiction, environmental fiction, anything in that realm. So I highly recommend checking that out. If you're someone who loves ecofiction, reads it, writes it, listens to it, watches it, whichever form, you're more than welcome on the Rewilding Our Stories Discord server. If I remember, I will put a link in the description. I haven't done that in a while. But if I remember, I will try and put it there. And there are a few writers on this Discord server. So recently we've started organizing some writing sprints together where we each kind of post our progress in a project for a day, and it just encourages people to come and find support and cheer each other on, and it's all very wholesome. And so yes, I'm taking a cheeky little break from my real job, which hopefully I will just make up for afterwards, but I wanted to, you know, I wanted to be part of the group, okay? So I'm going to do that for a little bit. I did some dictation this morning on the bike, which is my new favorite thing. Dictation while I walk anywhere and dictation while I'm on the bike. Like an indoor exercise bike. I'm not actually riding anywhere. But I can just kind of pedal away and do some dictation. It feels very efficient and multitasky of me. So I need to edit that because the transcription, I use an app called Otter to transcribe the dictation, but you know, it's not perfect. So we need to edit. And that is what I'm going to do in my first sprint. So I'm going to try some Pomodoro sprints here. A little bit of writing and take a little break, do a little bit of work so that I don't get too far behind. I should do some coding and then kind of go back and forth and just see what everyone else is writing. Very exciting. So yes, I take you with me. 25 minutes. Is that enough time? We shall see. Go! Oh wait, pause. I am not set up. That is cheating. Okay, now I'm ready. Go! Okay, that's the first sprint finished. And I did actually manage to edit all of what I dictated this morning, which is great. So let's see if we can transfer that. But now I can say that my word count for that bit of dictation was 926 words, which is pretty good for a 20-minute dictation session. Like, I am not complaining about that. So some of those words were brainstorming words and not actually like contributing to the outline that I'm trying to write. But 490 of those words, so roughly half of those words are like going into the outline and the rest are brainstorming. In terms of word count, productivity for the day, maybe not everybody would count that, but I'm counting it. And I can post it into the Discord. So that is my first sprint. And now I have to go do some coding work, or else I will just get carried away and do no work at all. So I'll see you in a little bit.